Hi, this is Murray Paolo. You've reached my personal voicemail. Please leave your name, number, and a brief message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks very much.
I'll record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or stay on the line for further options.
Hi, my name is Dan Crothers. I live in Portland. I am calling because of the chemtrails, that are being dumped on us every day. And after finding out that Evergreen Aviation in Phoenix and in McMinnville are the ones responsible for dumping all of these toxic poisons on our environment and on humans, I've called the police in McMinnville to report them as being up to nefarious, illegal poisoning of human beings. And I'm calling you because you're the information person there for the mayor. I want to know if the mayor knows about this, about the chemtrails from Evergreen, and how they claim not to be doing it anymore because the military isn't paying them. But we still got them happening in extreme so today. And I want to know if the mayor knows about it. And if he doesn't know what chemtrails are made of, then please, you're the information guy, do some research. I will send you something that will explain how these are toxic poisons and they're killing the environment and people. And so you can call me back, 707-637-0030. Thanks a lot. All right, ain't heard enough from me. I'm calling somebody else now. Actually, I'm going to find that that one website I had. I thought it was excellent for showing us just what those things are doing. Okay, not that website. Let's see. Jeff Merkley, Trails. Here we go. Was it this one? One of those had such great information. Chemical, here we go. All right, let's, because it's illegal to do it. So I'm sending this to them. I am sick. All this was inspired by the principle, which is quite true in itself, that in the big lie there is always a certain force of credibility. I don't know what that means. But they've got all of the particulates and everything there. So I am sending it to them. Occupy. Where in the heck did I do with it? Jeez, I got so many things opening. No, not Jeff Merkley. Occupy, New World, Chemtrail. What in the heck did I do with it? And chemtrails. Oh, it's probably in that other file. All right, I'm calling Merkley next, and I'm just gonna make a lot of phone calls. I'm just tired of sitting here doing nothing. Oregon chemtrail reports. Okay, where is that thing? There it is. Let's see if this is it. All right, Moyer can't contact. Okay, here we go. I am sending you guys some stuff. I'm going to send everybody something. Fire chief. Let's send one to the fire chief. Well, let's send it to that guy right there. So I'm going to have to copy his address. Copy email address. Go to my Outlook. I'm not going to send that to them yet. I'm going to send it to this guy. All right. Illegal dumping of poison. McMinnville is responsible for dumping poisons in the air. Evergreen Aviation is the one doing it, and I need action from somebody who isn't afraid to stand up for what is right. You live there, and I am not going to lay down. I'm not going to say that. You live there, and do you know what is going on? All right, now I'm going to leave him. I've called the police too, and so let's talk. Call me. All right, so now let's find those cool videos. Here are the poisons they are dropping on us and our children. The heck. Boom. That's one. I'm going to put a few in there because I got to see. Evergreen. Let's find giving back. These guys are liars. It's such a... They act like they're so benevolent, and yet they're killing us. With what? Geoengineering. We're trying to save the planet from global warming. Oh, by killing off all the humans ahead of time, huh? Great. Let's see, we're gonna have to do a search for it. Evergreen Aviation and chemtrails. Let's see if it comes up with something. Chemtrails police. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to copy, open in a new tab. Open, copy link location. Okay. Let's put that one in there. Oh, not going to do that one. Let's see. I'll just open it up. Aviation. Okay. Shoot, I screwed up. Evergreen Aviation admits to chemtrails. All right. Evergreen admit to chemtrail weather modification contract with the USAF. It's poison. It's killing us. And what are you guys doing about it? Copy. Send. All right. I'm going back. I'm going to look at this a little bit. Evergreen Aviation, one of the world's largest private aviation companies, admits to weather modification service. On their website in the markets section for their new supertanker, they state weather modification among other interesting service markets. Content copied directly from Evergreen Aviation website. The Evergreen supertanker is not just limited to fighting fire. It will be a true utilitarian aircraft with the capability to configure to different applications on short notice. This multi-mission aircraft can support sensitive security and environmental missions. The aircraft's exceptional drop capabilities, loiter time and size make it an ideal tool to perform challenging homeland security missions. Yeah, like killing off humanity. Able to neutralize chemical attacks on military installments or major population centers and help control large environmentally disastrous oil spills. In addition, the upper deck of a Boeing 747 provides over 200 square feet of space that could be assigned as a command and control center. Are you close to Vancouver? Please read this post. Admits to chemtrails. Similar subject. Gore versus Rand Paul. A gauge of daily Paul aversion toward the Libertarian Party. Oh, great. All right, well, that's, if they're admitting it, then that's admitting that they're killing us. I mean, here's another one here. I'm going to get this one. David Icke. Chemtrail proof. Evergreen Aviation admits to chemtrail contacts with USAF. All right, then let's look up some of this stuff. Let's see what this video is all about. By David Icke, I don't really want to use his because he's pretty radical.
There is a growing citizens movement demanding an explanation of chemtrails.
And I talked to my NSA buddies at Fort Carson, Peterson Air Force Base, and Buckley, where I was actually their doctor taking care of the pilots flying and spraying the chemtrails. So I know it's real. If anybody says it's not real, they're full of it.
It's not the same as conducting some localized test for some defensive project. This is open air operation. It's not a test. This thing is in place.
I'm going to go to YouTube, copy this link, send them that one so that they at least, I probably should watch that all the way through before I send it.
There is a growing citizens movement demanding an explanation of chemtrails.
And I talked to my NSA buddies at Fort Carson, Peterson Air Force Base, and Buckley, where I was actually their doctor taking care of the pilots flying and spraying the chemtrails. So I know it's real. If anybody says it's not real, they're full of it.
Not the same as conducting some localized test for some defensive project. This is open air operations. It's not a test. This thing is in place.
I should play this for you, really. What was that? Aviation.
It didn't start until about 1996. Exactly. And, growing up my whole life, a condensation trail disappeared, the 20 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. And now it can be in the summer at like 4,000 feet, and there's these big clouds behind
it's over
jets.
here, though. What am I doing?
Some jets leave it behind, leave a trail behind them. Other jets at the same flight level, same altitude don't. And, instead of just getting into are they spraying us or what's changed in the jet fuel or what's changed in the atmosphere, there are tens of thousands
They're
of
lying.
admissions
Okay.
under different programs where different Pentagon programs, different agencies of the
Which one
government
was it? Oh, well, we
have
got tons
tested
of them.
chemical, biological, and radiological agents on the American people.
Here it is.
Talking about this a few
Something
years
like
ago
that.
was extremely dangerous. Now that we have YouTube and more social networking devices, such as even Rupert's MySpace, this is really getting out in such a way that they can't control it. They must just be really
Let's stop this one for a minute.
over this.
Live leak. Here we go.
There is a growing citizens movement demanding an explanation of chemtrails.
And I talked to my NSA buddies at Fort Carson, Peterson Air Force Base, and Buckley, where I was actually their doctor taking care of the pilots flying and spraying the chemtrails. So I know it's real. If anybody says it's not real, they're full of it.
It's not the same as conducting some localized test for some defensive project. This is open air operations. It's not a test. This thing is in place.
It didn't start until about 1996. Exactly. And, growing up my whole life, a condensation trail disappeared, the 20 minutes a minute, 2 minutes. And now it can be in the summer at like 4,000 feet, and there's these big clouds behind jets. Some jets leave a trail behind them. Other jets at the same flight level, same altitude don't. And, instead of just getting into are they spraying us or what's changed in the jet fuel or what's changed in the atmosphere, there are tens of thousands of declassified admissions under different programs where different Pentagon programs, different agencies of the government have tested chemical, biological, and radiological agents on the American people.
Talking about this a few years ago was extremely dangerous. Now that we have YouTube and more social networking devices such as even Rupert's MySpace, this is really getting out in such a way that they can't control it. They must just be really, if you can use the expression, shitting themselves over this, because they can't control people now talking about the elephant in the room, what is so obvious to all of us.
There's a feeling from that area that the state doing all of these weather modification programs might not be doing it for the benefit of the citizens of Texas and other states that they may impact as well.
Well, many of the planes that we're seeing here in Abilene will actually turn whatever they're spraying on and off right before our eyes. I mean, you'll see a plane up there flying like normal, and then all of a sudden it starts spraying. We've seen them fly off into the distance and then loop around and fly back again. These are not your typical planes with a preordained path destination from city to city.
I already know all this
Someone
stuff.
needs to explain to me why
just
do they stop
link
traveling
these
in one
things
particular
together.
direction and then loop around and come back again. They perform this behavior so many times that we start seeing the tic-tac-toe grids in the sky. We're witnessing the giant X's. And I mean, Rosalind, when you and I grew up, these contrails naturally dissipated in a few seconds or perhaps a minute max. But these things expand, they grow bigger, and before you know it, the entire sky is overcast.
That's correct. They are there all day. They do loop the loop around our county and our state. We follow them at times with spotters in different areas, watching the planes loop, come back around. And we know from the FAA records that the jets from commercial airlines fly in straight lines. And coming across our county, there aren't many, and they stay mostly in certain patterns. The jets that we see leaving the persistent jet contrails move in directions that normal jets wouldn't fly because it would use too much fuel and put them off schedule. And the jets that we see here do loops. We've got pictures of them looping the same X's and crosshatches. But I believe that some of that, not only are they looking for keeping something in the air almost all the time, but we feel that some of the markings are to mark the start and stop areas for their programs so that they can watch their experiments either from satellite or the ground.
Why do they want to keep this quiet? Why aren't they talking about this? Why don't they want us talking about it? And you can only come to the conclusion that they're hiding something.
Now, do you believe that this is a full-scale secret operation that includes not only the U.S. but Europe and the rest of the world?
Well, that's apparent because you can see the pictures from all over the world, and I get them constantly. Some areas are worse than others. The excuse for this is, number one, weather modification. Number two, to save us from global warming. And number three, to save us from the terrorists. A lot of these programs, of which there are many patterns and which has been designated as wake vortex simulation carried out by NASA Langley Research Center, many of these operations and the patents go on to explain how if there is a biological attack by terrorists at some point, that these exercises and practices will, in a sense, save us with spider webbery that comes down from the aerosol spraying, actually gathering the chemical mass spray that could be sprayed on any given population. Problem with that, the terrorists don't have the means to deliver this. They don't have the access to deliver this over the American populace per se. And the only people who have been doing this, that is biological experiments on the American people, is the military themselves, which has been admitted from everything from Operation Shad to the spray that happened in San Francisco, I believe back in the 60s and the 70s, that literally killed people.
Again, I may not be able to ascribe intent, but what I can say is that it is expected that there will be increased mortality as well as the potential of a huge host of unknown pathogens that we are subject to, and this is not based on speculation. There's a whole arena of biological research that we haven't even begun to touch on.
Could a strange substance found by a Southwest Arkansas man be part of a barium found in our sample?
Official explanation here is that jet contrails are causing strange lines in the sky. And barium has in the body. Short-term exposure can lead to anything from stomach to chest pains. Long-term exposure causes blood pressure problems. Ryan addressed concerns by chemtrail researchers that barium could be meant to wear down a person's immune system.
We're talking about dominating our air supply without the human consent in a way that is difficult for many of us certainly to conceive, and certainly many of us refuse to accept it even in the light of sufficient and overwhelming evidence.
Okay. Hidden camera conversation. That's a good one right there. USAF confirms a quick stroll around the no preview. HARP project, chemtrails. Let's look at that one. Let's try it. Ooh, chemtrails over Portland, Oregon.
All right, man, you're on.
So, thanks. Yeah, dude, so walk outside this morning and, like, look up in the sky, and there's these clouds that are they're not normal contrails. And look how many in a row. Look over there, they're spreading out. Those are definitely chemtrails. They go for miles that way, all in a row.
I want everybody to know.
Come over this way and get over by the sun. Look at there's like 5 more over better by the sun, too, past those ones.
Yep.
All in a row. And look at those, they're dissipating so slow. Look how low they are to the ground. That is not a jet.
No, there's actually a jet going by over there.
Look at a jet go by over there. It is way higher.
That's a jet right there. Look at the difference.
Man.
Come on.
Look how much this one's spread out.
Jeez.
Look at that. Wait till the weekend.
And
the
this
first
is just
nice day of the
one
week.
thing.
Poison our ass.
One thing.
Look at that. Over there, too. As far as you can see, they've been spreading right there.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Wow.
Next.
Look how big that one is.
All right.
Look how big
Call
that and how low to the ground it is.
staff. Here we go.
Yeah.
Airport. Ha 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 ha.
Once again, here's the jet.
Let's call that guy.
There's a jet right there. Look at the difference. It's going right next to that huge one. Look at the difference.
Yeah, look at the difference. That's a contrail.
Look at that.
No, it's a chemtrail too. It's just up higher. Jeez. A photo bucket. Well, there went that one, so let's see. Ah, here we go. I was looking for that. Hey, Occupy Evergreen International. Like it, baby. Come on, give me a phone number to call. Okay. Monsanto purchases Climate Corp and why you should care. The analog world of farming is becoming increasingly digital, especially in the era of extreme weather and what's called precision farming. The future of agriculture is going on. Oh boy. Okay. Please, somebody call me. I want to talk to somebody now. Ah, wrong thing. let's see. All right, gonna call. Oh, great! I know I'm sitting here recording this whole darn thing, and let's go back to chop.